Heyo, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darth Rich and we are back with Star Citizen. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your obviously very important and busy day to spend some time with me. Today we're here in the Revel and York hangar, and we're here for one reason and one reason only, to have a look at a new spacecraft. It's a very wet and dreary Sunday afternoon here in the UK, so when deciding what ship to bring into the hangar to have a scoot around today, I thought we'd bring something completely new, something I've not seen before in any way, shape or form. Just spice things up a little bit to add a bit of sunshine on a rainy day. So when looking through, I decided to bring the Mustang Beta. Now there's quite a few different options in the Mustang lineup, as I'm sure you're aware. We've had 3 of them in the hangar already ourselves. So we've already had a look at the combat variant, which is the Mustang Delta. We've also had a look at the 2 racing variants, the Mustang Omega and the Mustang Gamma. So this one differs quite substantially to all of those, and we'll go into a little bit more depth into that in a little minute or two. First of all, let's have a look at the very familiar form factor of the Mustang. I'm still not entirely sold on it, but I think it is growing on me, to be perfectly honest. It's certainly very distinguished, and you're certainly not going to confuse it with any other spacecraft that are flying around. The level of detail is fantastic, as it normally is with these ships, the way that they're modelled and textured. But everything is looking very familiar. Now, this ship is intended to be used for touring and exploration, and it's certainly kitted out for it. That's certainly, make no mistake. One thing, especially with the way that it actually looks, I think it's because there's no one very substantial part of the ship. You know, it's very angular in the way that it is formed. It's very, very hard to believe that there's the amount of equipment that's actually crammed into this hull. So it'll be very interesting when we get on the inside, and I'll be able to give you a little bit of a better look at that. I do like the colour. Obviously with the different variants, as we see with all the ships, they seem to differ in colour, and I think this metallic blue is very, very nice indeed. And as we said, the way that these are all textured is absolutely fantastic. You know, it's kind of strange because all these ships, and this one's no exception, all look a little bit weathered and a little bit battered. Now, I know ourselves and also our possessions are intended to deteriorate over time, so it'd be kind of interesting when you do buy a brand new ship in the persistent universe. I don't know if these are intended to be brand new or not, but they certainly don't look like it. They look like they've been used, and you know, I think it adds character to the ships. Certainly make no mistake, but it'd be very interesting to see that you know, how they differ from brand new ships. You know, even when you catch the light on here, you can see there's a little couple of dints just in that panel there. Maybe when I'm talking to the Mustang salesman later on, I can get a few pounds off before I sign on the dotted line. As far as propulsion is concerned, we've got the 2 very familiar forward-facing thrusters there. The TR2s. These are the magma jets, as we see in the other variants. The only difference being is that the Omega actually has 3 thrusters instead of the 2. As far as manoeuvring is concerned, we have 8 TR1 manoeuvring thrusters. And if we just stick our nose in underneath here, we can have a good look at one of these superbly modelled manoeuvring thrusters. See the danger sign there telling us to move out of the way once this fires up. You certainly don't want to be stood there. So everything's looking very familiar but very attractive as well. I think it looks very nice indeed. We can see, you know, some of the wear and tear just on those decals there, looking very, very good. If we just move around the front, we do have an offensive option. You know, you're not buying this ship to go out and start causing trouble with other citizens in the universe, but it does have a couple of options if you do need to defend yourself. First of all, we have the M3A laser cannons here. You know, they're certainly not going to set the world on fire, but if you need to defend yourself very quickly before making a jump out of the way, if somebody's trying to hijack you or something like that, then it does give you the option just to put a couple of shots across the bow and then maybe make a jump out of harm's way. It also has a size 1 class 1 mount that's not actually filled. I think that's it. I'm not entirely sure what this is, to be perfectly honest, but one would assume that it will be fitted on there. I should have checked on one of the other variants before doing this, to be honest, but as I say, there is the option to add additional weaponry as well. So as I said, we're not buying this for combat. What we are buying it for is, as it's touted, really, touring and exploration. So before we just go on the inside, let's have a look at some stats. So we've got the size of the ship itself. It's actually 18 meters in length, and it's 13 meters across the beam, and it's 5.5 meters in height. Now, it is unladen cargo mass is 17,000 kilos, which is pretty hefty, to be honest, given its size. But once we get on the inside and you see the amount of equipment that's actually packed in there, that probably goes somewhat to explaining that. Now, it does state a maximum crew of 1, which again is quite obviously right. Whether you will have the option to be able to take a passenger, maybe a friend that wants to either share the piloting duties or just somebody wants to sit in the back while you do all the work. But it would be nice if that certainly is an option. So let's just go on the inside now and let's have a good look at the meat of this spacecraft, because it's very, very interesting. So if we just crouch down here, I seem to have a better look from the other side now. I need to be very careful how I do this. I've glitched out a couple of times doing this, so hopefully I'll be able to give you a fairly smooth look. I don't want to be too jerky and too quick to turn. But once we're up on the ladders there, we can actually just move around here. And we can see this very, very nice living quarters. It really is very substantial once you get on the inside. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. So once we're just through the entrance there, we just need to interact again to get into the living quarters, and then we can actually move around, which is absolutely fantastic. So here on the left hand side we do have a bathroom, and we can interact with it as well. We can take a seat on the throne, as it were. If you are a passenger on here and you're one of 2 people on the spacecraft, and it's going to be fairly cramped, but I think that might be an option. I'm not entirely sure. We've also got a bed as well, which we can interact with. Now, when you think that this is a starter ship, it's certainly at the lower end of the scale as far as financial commitment is concerned. I suppose it'd be fairly fair to compare it to the 300i, the Origin 300i, and perhaps the Aurora LX as well. Now, obviously, they do differ somewhat with the price investment, but what you actually get for your money here, as far as amenities are concerned, is far outweighs what you get on the other spacecraft that I've just mentioned. Even the Avenger as well. I know you get the human bounty pods on the Avenger, but you get a bathroom. There's plenty of storage in here as well, and just trying to be fairly smooth how we look around here. So we've got this very nice sink, and if I just crouch down here, we can actually open up some of these storage drawers, which is quite nice. Now, I've not really seen to any extent that level of detail on some of the other ships. I'm sure obviously it will be implemented. We know that that will be the case, but it's nice to see it on a ship. I think it's really good as well. I think we can even interact with these overhead compartments. Not entirely sure what that is. I'm presuming it's possibly a microwave of some sort. Be able to do our cooking in, and we've got nice storage compartment there. Not quite sure where the door went. That's very quick. That could have your fingers off. Crikey. But so we can see we've got that on the inside there, and then we also have this little table section, and we can interact with that and actually go down, and we can kick back and chill and just drift through outer space and just take a few minutes to enjoy ourselves and relax. So we've got this little table here, which is kind of nice, and be nice to see this display as well. So maybe you could check your nearest starport and see how much a certain item is going for, perhaps on the market, or maybe check the jobs board and see what's available in the nearest vicinity of the solar system that you're in. So that'd be nice just to take a few minutes just to sit back. Slightly worrying, we've got 2 danger stay clear signs there, right where our feet go. So that's not entirely an option. I'm not sure. That looks like it probably, those 2 sliders go up and that lifts up. I don't know what's on the underside of that, but be certainly interesting to see. And then we've got the rear of the ship there. I don't know whether those doors will give us access to perhaps maybe the power plant or something like that. I don't entirely know, but we can only speculate at this moment in time. So yeah, we've got plenty going on here, which is very nice indeed. And we've also got, very important to carry a fire extinguisher with you. And over the hundreds and hundreds of years, did not change very much since the 20th and 21st century. Must be a good design. So as far as details concerned, we've got a very nice metallic finish to most of this. And, you know, I do like the soft furnishings as well. They all look very, very nice indeed. We've got some cables, what looks like electric cables running across the top there. And then we look above, we've obviously got some vents for our oxygen. Otherwise, we're not going to get far without it. So to get through to the cockpit, I just need to interact with this section again. And again, I'm being very careful not to go too quickly. So we can see the rear side of the pilot's chair there. We've got 2 very nice Consolidated Outlands logos just on the left and the right. And if we just interact again, we can spin that seat around and then again to sit in it. So we've seen that function on a few of the pilot seats, which is kind of nice. One thing all the Mustangs have going for them is the exceptional view that we get from being in the pilot seat. You know, we get a fully uninterrupted view all the way around. We can certainly keep a good eye on what's going on around us, which is going to be very, very useful indeed. Now, looking straight ahead, we do have some placeholder displays. We can see we've got shield and ammo and radar there. Looking down, we've got a throttle on the left-hand side and a flight stick on the right-hand side. And then we can see our feet on the pedals below. So, yeah, looking like a very, very nice place to be. We just have a quick look on the outside and... crikey, there we go. So that's where our door went. So it obviously went through some kind of space gate into a different time and back again, and it's decided to settle itself in midair above our spacecraft. So there we go. That's a new one for me anyway. We can see me just on the inside there on the in the cockpit, and we can see all the way on the underside that we've already been round. And everything's looking very attractive indeed. So if we just get a bit, have a look on the inside again, and if we just press the interact button, we can move on out. So I think that's pretty much, well, providing I can get out of this spacecraft. I've not had particularly great experience of getting down again. So let's just see what happens here. Okay, pretty nice animation there, just climbing down the ladder. And it looks like we're out without much drama, so that's very, very good indeed. So I think that's about a wrap for this, really. You can see our door there. Maybe get even more money off when I speak to the Mustang dealer later on. But yeah, that's it. That's the Mustang Beta. And, you know, for a starter ship, if you're not looking for a ship that's going to be for out-and-out combat, if you want something that you can utilize to explore the persistent universe day one, and you don't want to make a huge investment, I pretty much can't think of a better example of a package to go for at this moment in time. What I think I might do is I might get the LX, the 300i and the Beta in the hangar at the same time at some point and have a look around them, because I think they're 3 great starter ships. I think they're 3 ships that you can pretty much use. Probably the Aurora is probably the most versatile of those. the 300 series is probably going to be, you know, a slightly more quality version, but obviously that comes at a price. You know, I think bang for buck, this could be, if I had to put my money down again today, day one, I think you'd have to persuade me pretty hard to steer me away from the Mustang Beta. So there we go. I think that's a wrap. Thank you very much if you've made it this far into the video. As you know, you are my favourite people. Thank you ever so much for taking that time out today. Had some hardware issues over the last couple of weeks, so the videos haven't been coming quite as fast, but I'm going to try and stick to the one ship review a week, and then maybe add something into that as my knowledge grows. I've been involved in the Star Citizen universe for a couple of months now, from being on the fringes to going balls deep into it. So I like to think that maybe I'm a little bit more up to date with the news that's going on. So maybe I might be able to provide an opinion piece either here and there, and see how that compares to you lovely people out in the Star Citizen universe as well. If you've enjoyed the video today, then please feel free to hit the thumbs up. It'd be very much appreciated. If you've disliked it for whatever reason, then please feel equally free to hit that thumbs down. I very much like reading the comments from you guys. Some of you have been very kind to either just say hi or to give an opinion, and or maybe even just make a small correction on anything that I might have miscommunicated. I certainly very much appreciate those, and I try and reply to every one of you lovely people. If you've really enjoyed yourself today, then please feel free to hit that subscribe button. There will be more Star Citizen videos coming in the coming weeks and months ahead. Obviously, as the modules start to release and we start seeing more content being available, then we'll certainly be looking at those as they come through thick and fast. So I think I'm going to leave you today. Thank you very much for taking time out once again. My name's Darth Rich, and we will see you next time.